Welcome to the Midnight Historian, where history comes alive to inform, inspire, and relax. If you enjoy journeys into the past, told in vivid detail, be sure to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a story. Thank you for joining us tonight. Now, let's step into the history. Nathanael Greene, the Fighting Quaker. In the pantheon of American revolutionary heroes, few names shine as brightly as Nathanael Greene. He was not a man born to privilege. He was not a soldier by training. In fact, he began life as a pacifist Quaker, limping from a childhood infirmity and mocked for carrying books instead of muskets. And yet, through determination, brilliance, and unshakable courage, Greene became George Washington's most trusted general, the man who rescued the army in its darkest hours and waged a campaign in the South that broke the back of British power. This is the story of Nathanael Greene, the unlikely warrior who became one of America's greatest generals. Chapter 1. Early Life. Nathanael Greene was born on August 7, 1742, in Warwick, Rhode Island. Raised in a strict Quaker household, he was taught discipline, plain living, and pacifism. But Greene hungered for knowledge beyond the scriptures. He devoured books on mathematics, engineering, and military history. By his 20s, Greene managed his family's iron forge and began amassing a library of works on tactics and fortifications. His limp, caused by a childhood illness, kept him from joining the local militia at first. But in 1774, as tensions with Britain rose, he persuaded his community to form the Kentish Guards, a militia company. Though mocked for his awkward gait and bookishness, Greene drilled tirelessly and studied warfare as if preparing for destiny itself. Chapter 2. The Revolution Begins. When the Revolution erupted at Lexington and Concord in April 1775, Greene threw himself into the patriot cause. That summer, he was commissioned a brigadier general in the newly formed Continental Army. George Washington, quickly recognizing Greene's energy and intelligence, made him one of his closest confidants. At just 33 years old, Greene became the youngest general in the army. Chapter 3. The New York Campaign, 1776. Greene first commanded troops during the defense of New York. At the Battle of Long Island, August 27, 1776, British forces, 20,000 under General William Howe. American forces, about 10,000, including Greene's division. Though Greene was ill and absent from the battle itself, his defensive plans for Brooklyn Heights helped save part of the army. Through the disastrous retreats from Manhattan and across New Jersey, Greene remained steady. When morale crumbled, Washington relied on him as one of the few officers who never lost faith. Chapter 4. The Winter of Redemption. At Trenton, December 26, 1776, Greene commanded one of Washington's two divisions. Washington led 2,400 men across the icy Delaware. Greene's troops stormed into Trenton alongside Henry Knox's artillery. Against 1,500 Hessians, Greene's division cut through enemy resistance. Nearly 1,000 Hessians were captured. At Princeton, January 3, 1777, Greene again played a decisive role, helping Washington's 5,000 men defeat about 1,200 British regulars. These twin victories saved the Revolution. Chapter 5. Philadelphia Campaign, 1777. The next year, Greene fought at Brandywine, September 11th, 1777. British 18,000 under General Howe. Americans 11,000 under Washington. After the British outflanked the Americans, Greene led his division in a furious counterattack, holding off superior numbers and allowing Washington's army to retreat in order. At Germantown, October 4th, 1777, Greene commanded one of the main assault columns. Confusion in heavy fog led to friendly fire and eventual defeat, but Greene's aggression proved his fearlessness. During the freezing winter at Valley Forge, Greene emerged as Quartermaster General. Though reluctant at first, he transformed the Army's supply system, moving food, clothing, and ammunition to Washington's men. Without Greene's logistical genius, the Army might not have survived the winter. Chapter 6. Monmouth, 1778. At Monmouth, New Jersey, June 28, 1778, Greene commanded one wing of Washington's 11,000 troops against 14,000 under General Henry Clinton. In sweltering heat, Greene's division held firm while Henry Knox's artillery pounded the British lines. The battle ended in a draw, but proved the Continental Army could stand against the best of Britain. Chapter 7. The Southern Gamble. By 1780, the Revolution's fate shifted south. The British, under General Cornwallis, captured Charleston and overran much of South Carolina and Georgia. Congress turned to Greene to salvage the situation. On December 2nd, 1780, Greene took command of the shattered Southern Department. He inherited barely 2,000 starving, ragged troops. Facing him, 8,000 British regulars and loyalists under Cornwallis and Lord Rawdon. Greene devised a bold strategy: avoid full-scale battle, stretch British supply lines, and strike when opportunity favored. "We fight, get beat, rise, and fight again," he declared. Chapter 8. Cowpens and Guilford Courthouse, 1781. Greene's most brilliant campaign unfolded in early 1781. At Cowpens, January 17th, 1781, Greene entrusted 1,000 men under Daniel Morgan against 1,100 British under the feared cavalry leader Banastre Tarleton. Morgan executed a brilliant double envelopment, crushing the British force. It was one of the Revolution's most complete victories. Cornwallis pursued Greene northward into North Carolina. The chase became known as the Race to the Dan, with Greene skillfully maneuvering his army across rivers and through wilderness, always staying just beyond reach. Finally, at Guilford Courthouse, March 15th, 1781. Greene's forces, 4,500 militia and Continentals. British, 1,900 veterans under Cornwallis. Greene arranged his men in 3 defensive lines. Though the Americans eventually retreated, they inflicted staggering losses. Over 500 British casualties, nearly a quarter of Cornwallis's army. Cornwallis could claim the field, but his force was crippled. Chapter 9. Eutaw Springs and the End. Greene continued his relentless campaign. At Eutaw Springs, September 8th, 1781, his 2,200 Americans clashed with 2,000 British. The battle was brutal and inconclusive, but the British withdrew, leaving the Americans in control of the countryside. Though Greene never won a single clear battlefield victory after Cowpens, His strategy bled the British dry. By forcing Cornwallis to retreat to Yorktown, Greene set the stage for Washington and Rochambeau's decisive siege in October 1781. Chapter 10. Legacy. When the war ended, Greene retired to Georgia, where grateful citizens granted him land for his service. He died young, at just 44, in 1786, but his legacy endured. Nathanael Greene had taken an army on the verge of collapse and forged it into a relentless force. He fought larger British armies with smaller numbers, surviving by wit, mobility, and iron determination. His southern campaign is still studied as a masterpiece of strategy, a war of attrition that broke Britain's hold on the South. George Washington once said of him, "Greene is as dangerous in the field as Washington himself." Greene's name is etched across America in counties, towns, and monuments. He is remembered as the fighting Quaker, a man who rose from pacifism to become one of the greatest generals in American history. Conclusion. From the snowy retreats of New Jersey to the swamps of the Carolinas, Nathanael Greene fought against impossible odds. He led ragged militias against the world's most powerful army, and through endurance, cunning, and relentless pressure, he broke the British will to fight. Just as Henry Knox's artillery locked down victory, Greene's strategy unlocked it. Together, these men ensured that the revolution did not collapse, but triumphed. Nathanael Greene, the man who refused to surrender, who fought, rose, and fought again until freedom was won. Thank you so much for joining us and sticking around until the end of the video. We hope you've enjoyed this deep dive into the history and gained a better understanding of it. If you found this video informative, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. We've got many more historical stories like this on the way. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.